Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Tuesday, October 12th, a little after 10. We're at the Assembly Hall at 901 Main Street in Conyers, and this is a voting session for the Board of Commissioners today. We will begin with an invocation and a pledge of allegiance, and I don't see Pastor Smith. Chief?
Director Johnson.
Oh, Director Johnson, okay.
Good morning. If you bow your heads, please. Dear God, we come before you this morning. Just want to say thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for our commissioners. Thank you for the staff, the residents. Please continue to watch over us as we conduct Rockdale County's business. Please help us all to understand that the purpose of being here is to continue to push Rockdale County forward. We ask these and the blessings in your loving Son, Jesus Christ's name. We pray and ask it all. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This morning we have a special recognition and presentation and proclamation for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Would you like to read this?
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you. Whereas domestic violence is defined as a pattern of abusive behaviors, including physical, sexual, and psychological attacks, as well as economic coercion used by one intimate partner against another adult or adolescent to gain, maintain, or regain power and control in the relationship. And whereas domestic violence is prevalent in every community and affects all people regardless of age, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, gender, race, religion, or nationality, and whereas on average 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. During 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million women and men, and whereas 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner physical violence, intimate partner contact sexual violence, and or intimate partner stalking. And whereas domestic violence impacts millions of people each year, but it can be prevented through the collective voice and power of individuals, families, institutions, and systems. Each adds a valuable and powerful component to transforming our communities. And whereas Rockdale County shares in the observation of Domestic Violence Awareness Month and urges citizens to observe this month by educating themselves about the symptoms and impact of domestic violence, and to join supporting programs and initiatives that aim to bring awareness to domestic violence and that educate the community on how it can be solved. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Board of Commissioners of Rockdale County, do hereby proclaim October 2021 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In witness whereof, Oz Nesbitt Sr., Chairman, Sherry L. Washington, Commissioner Post 1, and Dr. Doreen Williams, Commissioner Post 2. Our District Attorney, the Honorable Alicia Adams Johnson, will give whatever comment she would like to make on behalf of the District Attorney's Office.
Thank you so much. I want to thank Chairman Nesbitt in his absence, as well as Commissioner Washington, thank you very much, and Commissioner Williams for this proclamation commemorating Domestic Violence Awareness Month 2021. Domestic Violence Awareness Month is as much about us, the community, as it is about supporting victims and survivors of domestic violence. Because if we are going to end domestic violence, and let's be clear, that is the goal, to end domestic violence. If we are going to end domestic violence, it is going to take the collective effort of each one of us to come together to, one, have awareness, which means understanding what is domestic violence, understanding how to recognize domestic violence, having the awareness, but also having action. So we must move from a state of awareness to a spirit of action. Mm-hmm. That means moving from thinking, oh, this is so sad, and I feel really bad for that person, to asking yourself, how can I be a part of the solution? Going from action means it's going to take work on our behalf. The first thing that we can do is to shake up our status quo, move out of our comfort zones. I'm proud to announce that just this evening, the Rockdale County District Attorney's Office, in conjunction together with the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office and the City of Conyers Police Department, we are going outside of our comfort zone, and we are going into neighborhoods and communities, knocking door to door and giving out information, passing out resources, and letting people know that we all are here to help them. Because there are victims behind those doors who are afraid, who are isolated, only exacerbated by the COVID-19 lockdowns, right? Who don't know what to do, where to go, or who to ask for help from. We are going to them before they come to us. And if we can just reach one victim, then our efforts will not be in vain. Now, we can all shift our status quo by challenging those beliefs and systems that have long held and allowed for domestic violence to exist and persist. Beliefs such as, oh, she has 2 degrees, she's so smart, she's too smart to get hit. Beliefs like, oh, that's a strong black woman, she's not going to get abused. Or beliefs like, oh, but he's so nice, he coaches baseball, he would never hit his wife. Domestic violence is no respecter of race, class, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, faith, ethnicity, nationality. It's all around us, and we all know someone who could use our help. And so we must challenge those beliefs and move in a spirit of action. We can also move in a spirit of action by utilizing our resources, right? It's about utilizing what we have, our time, our talent, our money, to be able to support those efforts that are all about the business of eradicating domestic violence, such as donating money and time to our local domestic violence shelters. Right here in Rockdale County, Project Renewal supports victims in Rockdale County, Newton County, and Walton County that are in the most dire straits of trying to find some place to live. And they support men, women, children, and even their pets. We can offer our time, we can volunteer, we can donate to those efforts to help moving forward in action. We can also utilize our platforms, right? The biggest platform we all have is social media, okay? So I have something very easy for everyone to do. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram, and you can follow at Rockdale DA's office. Because for the entire month of October, we are sharing information, resources, knowledge about domestic violence. Okay? Our campaign is called 31 Shares to Show You Care. As we are sharing information, all that we ask for everyone to do is to then share that information within your own circle. Because as someone in your Facebook feed, one of your friends is looking on that Facebook feed and they're suffering, but they aren't going to tell you. But they saw your post that you shared. And your share can be the one to help someone else or save someone's life. Another way in which you can move to action is by utilizing your individual voices, right? And so I'm going to ask, with the permission of the board, that Rockdale County join my office on October 21st, Thursday. They call it Purple Thursday, to wear your purple, whether it's your hair, your shirt, your tie, your socks. Wear your purple and show your support, because what you are doing is elevating the voices of those who cannot speak for themselves. And when someone asks you, why are you wearing purple? Tell them. Tell them about domestic violence Give them some help, support, resources, and use your voice in that manner. Now, before I sit down, I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge someone who is no longer here with us in Rockdale County, but who has been a leader in taking action around domestic violence. On my Facebook page, it came from 2 years ago, 2019, when myself, along with then State Court Judge Nancy Bills, were here receiving the proclamation from 2019. And along with us was Miss Elaine Davis Nickens, who was she's done a lot in Rockdale County, but she was a member of our domestic violence task force here in Rockdale, and she was the founder and executive director of a nonprofit called Angie's House Incorporated. Angie's House supported children who were impacted by domestic violence. She epitomized what it means to move from a state of awareness to a state of, or to a spirit of action. And so as I stand here, I honor her legacy, I stand in the shadow of her legacy, and I encourage each one of us to honor and to remember that legacy as we move forward in action. And so I thank you all for your time, and thank you for this proclamation. God bless.
Take one of the rooms.
So sorry to put it off.
So, I was about to call you Judge. District Attorney Adams, that was 31 days of
31 shares to show you care. Hashtag 31 shares to show you care. If you go on Instagram or Facebook, we're the only ones with that hashtag right now, so you'll be able to get to us.
And then the 21st or the 20th?
Thursday, October 21st, Purple Thursday. It's a national day of recognition. You'll see a lot of purple on that day as well, so I would encourage everyone to join us in that effort.
And what time will you and the sheriff and city count?
City of Conyers, yes.
Yeah,
so we'll be going door to door from 5 p.m. until 7 o'clock p.m. this evening. So I will have my victim witness advocates, along with our investigators and attorneys, working in conjunction with law enforcement to be able to support those in need.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. Have a good one.
Thank you so much. I think you,
Commissioner Williams.
oh, I was just going to say, I think you really brought to light a problem that stays behind walls.
Absolutely.
And while we talk about it every year, it continues to be a problem.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate.
Thank you. But I'm confident that
comments.
together we can
Yes.
end domestic violence. So
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's give her another round of applause. Okay, so we are down to approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of minutes.
I move to approve the minutes as, the minutes for September 28th and October 5th as presented.
I second that motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. There is no unfinished business, so we will move to the consent agenda.
I move to approve the items on the consent agenda as listed below.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, we are to the regular agenda.
All right, thank you. Item 524 is a text amendment case 2021-25, an ordinance to amend the text of Section 106-1 definitions, Section 218-1 permitted use table, Section 218-13 standards of use and development of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County as amended. This is regarding florists, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a second reading.
I move to approve the second reading and to adopt this ordinance as presented.
I second the motion. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
All right, item 525 is text amendment case 2021-26, an ordinance to amend the text of section 106-1 definitions, sections 218-1 permitted use table, section 218-13 supplemental standards of use and standards of use and development, and section 222-2 parking space requirements of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County as amended regarding various types of dwellings, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a second reading.
I move to approve the second reading and to adopt this ordinance as presented.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Item 526 is rezoning case 2021-16, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County as amended by rezoning 1.811 acres of 2709 Dennard Road Northeast from AR to R1 to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
I move to approve the first reading and to refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
All right, item 527 is a future land use case 2021-10, an ordinance to amend the future land use map of Rockdale County's comprehensive plan as amended so as to redesignate 3.80 acres of 2709 Dennard Road Northeast from medium-density residential future land use category to the high-density residential category, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
I move to approve the first reading and to refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 528 is rezoning case 2021-21, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County as amended by rezoning 3.80 acres of 2709 Dennard Road Northeast from AR to RM, to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
I move to approve the first reading and to refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 529 is text amendment case 2021-28, an ordinance to amend the text of section 102-1 definitions, section 218-1 permitted use table, section 218-13 supplemental standards of use and development of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County as amended regarding sale, rental, and leasing of vehicles, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading.
I move to approve the first reading and to refer this ordinance to the Planning Commission.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All, motion carries.
All right, item 533 is with the State of Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, and it's a contract. This is for the Rockdale County Diversion Center. The award is in the amount of $300,000. The term is November 1st, 2021 through September 29th, 2022, and it's recommended that this contract be approved subject to final approval by the county attorney, because we got such good news at yesterday afternoon. We wanted to go ahead and meet the state's deadline and put this on the agenda.
I move to approve this contract subject to final approval by the county attorney.
You can't wipe this smile
I
off
know.
your face.
I mean, it's a difficult.
I second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
So can we talk about, is this the one that we knew about, or is this the second one?
No, this is the one we knew about from
Okay.
DBHDD, but it's been, several months in the making,
Yeah.
like everything is.
Okay.
And, yeah, so we can actually get started on some things and get the ball rolling.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
You're super excited.
I am super excited.
Still not trademarked yet, so thank you. Right.
Do we have any public comment cards?
I had
I
none
don't
that were
think we
filled
have any
out.
public here today. Okay, so we're ready for board comment. Commissioner
Very-
Washington.
Very quickly, we're going to do this extremely quickly, but and not to take any of the weight away from the seriousness of domestic violence. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and as you all know, we just heard from our district attorney, our illustrious district attorney, with the 31 shares to show you care. So please look up her Facebook page and let's start supporting that effort with the 31 shares to you care. And you as she stated, you never know who is being a victim of domestic violence. As most of you all know, I did a whole lot of legal work, pro bono legal work representing victims of domestic violence, and they were from all socioeconomic classes, races. I did some LGBTQ LGBTQ, I don't want to miss any of the alphabet, representation, just everything. And to me, the most heartbreaking part are the people that are silent. You know, whenever you have a person come in and half of their face is black because somebody has put their face to a wall and hit them, and this is the third or fourth time they've been through that, and they've talked to their parents, and sometimes their family encourages them to stay because for whatever reason, you know, that's touching. But I encourage people that you have to love yourself enough to leave. You have to love yourself enough to seek help. There's all kinds of help out there. And if there's anybody in Rockdale County that is in a situation, you can inbox me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any kind of way that you can get in touch with me. And I can definitely put anybody in touch with a resource that can help them through the domestic violence. It's very, very serious. It's very real. And, you know, it can be deadly. She mentioned Elaine Davis Nickens. The reason why she started Angie's House because her niece Angie was a victim of domestic violence where her fiance actually murdered her during a domestic dispute. And so that's what spawned Angie's House and all of the work that Angie's House has done. My second point today is October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We all know people that are survivors and people that did not survive breast cancer. It is very real. Please get checked, both males and females. If you notice anything, men, get checked, do your mammograms, and commemorate Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We missed the Pink Pooch Parade because we were out of town, and that's always a different and fun way to commemorate breast cancer or raise awareness for breast cancer. And my final point is today is the small business mixer for for small businesses. We will be at the Reserve at Highway 138 this evening from 6 to 9 p.m. So if you have a small business in Rockdale County, or you would like to promote your business in Rockdale County, come and bring plenty of business cards. The purpose is to have to promote your business in a festive environment and for us to show off the Reserve, a new restaurant in Rockdale County. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Okay, I believe we have someone who'd like to make a comment, and we're going to go back to public comment. Go ahead and
Are you ready for this?
I am. Come on.
My goodness, I'm honored, I'm forward, and in the saving of time, I'm not going to address you properly. I'm going to say all, or y'all, as we say in the South. I have been here in this county for almost 50 years. My mother, my grandmother, my aunt, we all been residents of this county. I am here because of the river. Save the river. The powers that be don't care that fishermen love to fish. Men love to fish. People like to eat fish. They like to fish. They like to fish. They like to fish. I am a resident of Lake Sorrento Drive. I have been through not one, 2 floods because of the incompetence of Rockdale County. Their inability to dredge, or even you could have a sand bucket day and you could give every child in Rockdale County a sand bucket and a shovel, and they could dip out and throw over sand. Sand is valuable. The river has narrowed to the point of death. You're going to drown the people on Lake Sorrento. You already drowned Charlie Grimes. You drowned Winona Huey. You drowned Peavy. You've drowned people. It is time for you to wake up, drink some Coca-Cola, throw back some coffee if it's not too hot, eat some crackers, and stop sitting in these meetings that are making your daddy eyes drop over the chair. Everybody needs to be out there getting sand out of the Yellow River. All right, you got Gwinnett County dumping in the Yellow River. You've got DeKalb County dumping in the river. You got somebody, rumor has it, is dumping raw chicken in the Yellow River. That is salmonella. That is EPA, CDC, and DOJ. And I think Fox News needs to know about it. I think the New York Times needs to know that Rockdale County and the city of Conyers has no respect for rivers. God made the rivers. God expects Rockdale County to manage, respect the Yellow River. And I don't see it doing. What I see every morning is men, these sweet fishermen, they come by my house, quiet like polite. Some black, some white, some Hispanic. And I don't care whether they live here or not. They fish in the Yellow River. They eat the fish out of the Yellow River. You're poisoning them.
Okay, so thank you for your
It's
comments.
called murder.
And if you'll fill out the red card so we have your
I don't
name.
think it would do any good because I don't think this county is competent enough to take a bucket and a shovel and get a child's bucket full of sand out of the Yellow River.
For public record, we need to know.
JT, baby. JT, that's all you need to know is JT.
Thank you very much.
You're not welcome.
Okay.
Y'all waste too much time.
All right. I have a few comments this morning.
JT, baby.
Yeah. I'm super excited again about the DBHDD contract. Like I said, it's been several months in the works. It is a product of a lot of years of work, and we are slowly gaining some recognition in Rockdale County about our mental health, our law enforcement, our diversion programs. This past weekend, Judge Bills and Judge Mumford and I received from the State Association, NAMI Georgia, the Legislative A-Team Award for the work of collaboration that has been done in Rockdale County for mental health and diversion. And that was really an exciting thing. It was virtual, and so I was able to go back and watch the presentation later because I wasn't available at the exact time, but they had some very nice things to say about us. Then the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse they are doing a documentary, or not a documentary, a campaign for billboards to go across the state talking about recovery. And they were at our Year of the Peer Award banquet, and they have put together a promotional video, and it features a lot of the events from that evening and a lot of our people. And so, again, like I say, we're getting some recognition at the state level of what we are doing in Rockdale County, and we could not do, one person could not do this. It takes an entire team of people to be able to do that. As the district attorney was talking about Elaine Davis-Nickens, Commissioner Washington has shared with you the beginnings of Angie's House and the impetus for doing that. But the focus of her work, and I've always thought this was important, the focus of her work was the children, but teaching them leadership skills so that as they learn leadership skills, they learn to be confident and they learn to be able to avoid those kinds of relationships that have possibly been modeled for them so that they can avoid those in their own lives. And I think that's something that all of us can think about, is the leadership skills that include, reaching out to other people with help or with a smile, talking to people, just having the confidence to know that you need to do what is right, and the confidence, and I love the slogan that Commissioner Washington did, love yourself enough to leave. Don't stay in a relationship that is toxic, or especially that's not safe. One more thing is that as we referred some of the text ordinances today, or the ordinances, to the Planning Commission, I have talked with Chief Cabe, and I've talked with Director Johnson about having, we need to have a balanced growth in the types of housing that we have. And so I talked about having a spreadsheet that shows us, including the city, how many single-family homes, how many multifamily homes, how many townhomes, so that we have an idea of exactly what we need, where the gaps are, what we don't need, so that we can make informed decisions. And so I'm calling it balanced growth, so that we can have an educated idea of what it is that we really need. I don't have any more comments. Do any of the directors have any comments?
I can't find the email, but I was very excited that Rockdale County was listed, for so many of the ACCG recognitions.
Yes, it was in the ACCG governing magazine that they send out quarterly. And Rockdale County got 3 honorable mentions for the programming that we did, particularly through COVID. And our PR department has it blasted all over our social media, so you can read up more details on those particular programs where we had to get a little bit creative. I think the one, I don't mean to pull favorites, but was the senior center. What we were able to do during COVID to keep those constituents and customers served through that time.
I just found it. If you give me one second.
Yeah, it was the roadway blitz.
The innovative approach for conducting public open house, where we did the open house for GDOT. And then the Roadway Blitz program, in efforts to keep Rockdale County's roadway systems as safe and as beautiful as possible. The Roadway Blitz program received an honorable mention. And then our e-citation and e-citation program, I just moved it. The e-citation and report management software also received public honorable mention, plus the COVID battle lines for seniors that also received. So it was 4 honorable mentions from ACCG, so that was pretty exciting.
Again,
Super
Rockdale
exciting.
County is being recognized by the state. So
All over.
we're you know, we're a little bitty county, but we are making a big impact. Director Sanders, Director Holmes, Director Lewis, Director Simpkins, did I get it right? No.
That's the new grants manager.
Andre. You are Andre. Come up and look. And Director Johnson, did you have anything to add?
Director Lewis, would you like to?
Come on up.
Let me just wanted to introduce our new grants manager who has just started with us last week. David Mitchell comes to us with a great deal of grant experience. I'm really excited about some of the work he's done in different jurisdictions around art districts and our opportunity to capitalize on his skill set. I'd like to introduce you all, introduce the board to David Mitchell. David, if you have anything you want to say.
Okay. Commissioners, it gives me great pleasure to be a part of this team. It's been said I'm, honeymoon happy and peacock proud to be a part of this team and looking forward to the potential here in Rockdale County. Yes, it is a small county with great potential, and we will be pursuing that potential as a team from the finance department. I do want to thank you for this opportunity and looking forward to meeting you individually and collectively as we pursue the work of serving the people of this county and this state. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. And I think that's a nice omen that we have grown so much that we need a grants manager to come in and oversee all the work that we're doing. We are applying for grants head over heels, and so we welcome. We're glad you're here. If there's nothing else, is there any need for an executive session?
No, Madam Vice Chair.
I think we should just do one while the chairman's not here.
Then yes, Madam Vice Chair.
We could get all kinds of things done. I'm just joking.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.